I would like to begin with a poem in old-fashioned meter. Be good to us, and we'll be good to you.
All right, as you can see, it's hot out here. Look at that wonderful texture. All right, so just checking in. This is week 3 or 4. I don't know. My brain is past its temperature capacity, so I don't even know what year it is. But the point is, I went canvassing with the candidate and the field director of voter contact last week. I participated mainly as an observer. I offered guidance. I made notes. Today I'm about to do my first day of canvassing, and maybe I have control issues, but even though the two of them are extremely likable and people were very warm and friendly to them, the whole time I'm just like thinking about the objectives that we need to accomplish in our interactions, and I'm just thinking, man, I want to get my feet wet. So today, here I am, got my suspenders. You always know that I mean business when I got the suspenders on. I'm about to hit the canvassing, and honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. I think someone's going to shadow me, but I'm really looking forward to just getting on the ground, getting in the community. My job is to listen, right, and starting to ask for commitments. So I'll check in at the end of the day with how it went today. All right. So it's about midnight right now, whatever time it is, 11:56. I left my house about 12 hours ago. Just spent a day working on the campaign. I'm extremely tired. I've been sweating nonstop all day. I just walked home in the rain. So I apologize in advance for any negative or frustrated comments I may make during this journal, which I don't actually mean. But let's just go over what I did today. First, I just want to look at this pretty video because I'm just tired and I want to stare at something pretty. Oh, that looks good. So yeah, I guess I'm going to use that for the YouTube channel or whatever. Anyways, so I went canvassing today, going to homes in Cambridge. I would say that 100% of the people who opened the door in the neighborhood that I was in today did not speak English as their first language. They were either from Ethiopia, Haiti, those are probably the number 1 and number 2, and then various other companies. So, I tried to just use my knowledge of body language to make myself non-threatening as they would open the door. So a lot of them just didn't open the door, which, that's just because I don't open the door for people. Yeah, so, I really tried to keep in line with the ideas that I preach in every sales or marketing position that I've been in, which is like the greatest strength you have is to listen to the person. So I tried to make them feel comfortable. I asked them our wonderful question, what would you do if you were the mayor of Cambridge to improve the city? And, I also created this Google document, which I'm going to share with the team, where we get the person. Oh, I'm going to have to blur that out. I can't show people's information. Anyways, yeah, I'll have to block that part out. But the point is that in the Google document, it captures all the information that we need from them if they ever, because when someone makes a donation to your political campaign, you got to know their name and address. And then beyond that, if their contribution is $200 or more, you have to also know their occupation. So we already need that money, even if today we're just getting to know them and listening to them. We'll probably ask them later for their vote or for a contribution. It's better to just have all that stuff. But also, what I love about Google Docs is anyone on the campaign, it's a shared document. So, like, let's say I was canvassing on the 16th floor of a high-rise project, housing project in North Cambridge. and then 3 months from now, another member of the campaign is there. They can use the find feature, find the address, see all my notes. And what also, you can make notes on top of the spreadsheet. So like there were several people that took up the majority of the few hours that I spent just with a couple people. One gentleman, I talked to him forever. He was from Ethiopia, and he does a lot of volunteer work helping other Ethiopians who don't acclimate to the United States very well. He's a taxi driver. He has a son that's 10 years old that he cares about a lot. He doesn't want his son to grow up and get on drugs. He asked me if I would come mentor his 10-year-old son later, which I just thought was so funny. But I said, sure, man. Honestly, I think there's a legitimate chance. Oh, and this individual too. I knocked on his door. His kids were there. I heard them watching cartoons. I figured no adults were home by the sound of the cartoons. So I just walked away after about 5 seconds. And then when I was all the way down the hall, the kids go, "Who is it? Are you a stranger?" So I said from down the hall, "No, it's fine. Don't worry about it." Then as this was the last apartment that I went to on the 3rd floor in a row that I had done. So, and I even in my head said, "You know what, Taylor, just skip it." But I was like, "No, gotta finish it. Finish the dig." That's what we used to say in Halo. Finish the dig. So anyways, then as I'm coming back to leave through the elevator, he comes out. And I just say, "Hey, man," I pass him in the hall. I say, "Hello." He smiles. I'm like, "Oh, can I just talk to you for a second?" I, talk to him get to know him. He's super friendly. He's like, "Hey, man, yeah, you should run for office, man." I was like, "Dude, you should run for office." He really did look like a politician. But anyways, sat there talking to him 15 minutes, easily. And, he honestly, I think that the biggest thing that came from that conversation is that he might actually be willing to be a volunteer on the campaign. He's a person that really cares about helping immigrants, which is, a big backbone of our entire campaign. So yeah, that was cool. I did ask for donations for people and money, but the purpose of the door-to-door knocking is at this point votes. It's more tailored towards votes. But you can do both, right? And this is what I'm trying to stress to the other members of the campaign, and it's going to be an interesting leadership opportunity for me to try to increase their skills at communicating methodologically, or what if that's not a word. Fucking sue me. But yeah, I've developed a system for the structuring, not scripting, but structuring the objectives of the interaction. And then at the end, an important distinction in legal campaigning law is that it is never appropriate to offer someone anything in exchange for their vote. Anything. You cannot trade, barter, buy a vote. But when fundraising, you can offer someone, "Hey, for $50, you can attend this masquerade ball." Or, in this case, I was selling cookies. Drastically overpriced cookies that I brought. That was my trick up my sleeve at the very end. I'd say, and as a fundraiser, 100% of the proceeds entirely go towards the committee. Cookies are $10. Or you can get 2 for $30. So, anyways, it was a successful day. I did that, and then I was... I don't know what the word is, but the candidate said, he does Landmark. Landmark is like this... I don't even want to call it self-help. It's like... people probably know what Landmark is. I've known a lot of strong people that have done Landmark, but it's kind of like these classes that you pay for and go to, and then you set yourself goals, and they help you through like neuro-linguistic programming, vaguely. I'm going to go ahead and categorize it as through the power of the group, through a lot of different techniques. They help people to achieve their dreams, which is awesome. I'm not going to fucking sign up for it, though. And so he says, "Let's go to this Landmark thing." I thought I was going to see him graduate from something. Instead, from 7 until 10:30, I'm getting this aggressive pitch. I mean, like 5 different people said, so did you sign up for the boot camp? Which is like $600, which I don't even think actually is a bad price. I mean, to go to most like 3-day seminars, I mean, you're going to pay over $1,000 easy. So, and this is like a good one. So, I mean, it's not a bad price. I'm just not going to go to it. You know, I don't have a hole right now in my life that I'm needing to fill. I mean, I'm doing this campaign basically as a creative project on the side from my other stuff. Like, I'm not going to do the boot camp. I'm just not. I mean, it's fine. Like, I'm sure it's a great opportunity and mad respect. Congratulations to all those people. But, like, I'm just not going to do it. You know, so that wasn't what I expected. I could have used that 3 hours much better. I could have just kept canvassing, honestly. I was in no zone. But anyways, you know, it helps me to understand the candidate a little more. I networked. I stayed for about 30 minutes after, or 15, 20 minutes. I networked with a couple people who are also probably going to be volunteers on the campaign. So that was good. This one connection that I had there told me that they have a source of information related to the campaign that could blow the whole thing wide open from a PR standpoint, which is very interesting to go along with the research I've already been doing. So, I mean, yeah, it was a good day. It's just like, you know, I understand that. I understand also a little bit more about the dynamic that is happening on this campaign right now after attending that seminar. Because in Landmark, what they tell you to do is create a dream that's so big that it's unreasonable. My pop filter's moving. I have 2 pop filters. This is a pop filter too. This is a pop filter. So I don't need this one. I'm not even talking into the mic. I don't need a pop filter. Oh my gosh. Finish the journal. Okay. So in Landmark, they tell you to basically create these, you know, these goals that are, they're so big that they're unreasonable. So then in our campaign, we have this dream not only of winning city council, but the way city council works is there's 9 city councilors. The person who gets the most votes becomes mayor of Cambridge. Second most votes becomes vice mayor. I mean, this is essentially, I mean, it's a little more complicated than that. So we have this goal of becoming vice mayor or mayor. You know, and I understand the idea of creating a goal and then trying to reverse engineer it. But at the same time on this campaign, we do have to be realistic about the drastically limited resources that we have. And I think that we need to be much more aware about our relationships to our volunteers and to our employees. You know, thus far, I've seen that people give to the campaign, but I ask myself, what do they get back? What do they get out of it? You know? Okay, they feel good. Yeah, so, you know, I think that we could definitely do better about expressing appreciation for our volunteers verbally, especially the candidate. He has so much on his brain. He's got a million things. Now we've just started being contacted by the press. So I'm going to do my first press meeting. I'm probably going to speak on his behalf to the press tomorrow for the first time. So he's got a lot of stuff going on. He's got the Landmark. He's got all this stuff. But we could do so much better about connecting with the people that we meet when we discuss the campaign and really making it about them. And in turn, with our volunteers, finding out more about just making them feel more. I don't know, man. We could definitely improve our communication generally as a team. And that's something that, you know, I was glad I was able to get out there and canvas today. Instead of just analyzing, instead of theorizing, instead of doing the research that I've been doing for the campaign, instead of doing social media for the campaign, I was just really actually enjoying putting in the dirty work. I mean, it was dirty work. But I had 3 different people notice that I was so sweaty on my head that they offered me water. Oh, this one guy I met, he wasn't even a registered voter because he's an immigrant. He gave me like a wine glass with ice cubes and like was pouring water into it as mine would go down and I would drink it. He would pour me more water out of this jug he had brought out. Yeah, so, you know, I'm definitely going to continue to become more, not necessarily aggressive or assertive, but just more effective at canvassing. And, you know, that was my goal this week, is to do canvassing. And then next week, we'll kind of start on the fundraising. So we're going to be doing, you know, a various approach to the fundraising, you know, which I'll go into more as we go. Anyway, I think I'm rambling on. It's really late right now, and I just want to go to bed, so.
Jeez. This tune upon fire. Jeez. You don't know.